Welcome, dear listener. You're here now, and there's nothing more you need to do. Let the world slow down around you. Let your body rest, and your mind drift gently like a reed boat along the calm Nile. Tonight, I'll take you on a gentle stroll, not through the loud or bustling cities of the modern world, but to a quiet and sun-kissed corner of history, to a warm morning in ancient Egypt, where we'll wander peacefully through a serene market on the banks of the Nile. There is no rush here. Everything unfolds slowly, like the golden sunrise above the desert. You don't need to remember anything, or think too hard. Just follow my voice as we walk among the stalls, feel the breeze, and glimpse the daily life of a time long past. You might hear the soft flapping of linen cloth in the breeze, or the distant calls of waterbirds near the river's edge. Let each sound guide you gently deeper into rest. And now, let's begin our walk.
It's early morning. The sun has only just begun to rise, casting a soft golden light across the quiet waters of the Nile. Mist drifts lazily above the river, curling and floating like incense smoke in the air. Along the bank, tall papyrus plants sway ever so gently, whispering secrets in the warm breeze. Fishermen are already out in their narrow reed boats, their silhouettes barely visible in the amber light. Their oars make a rhythmic swish, swish, as they push through the calm water. The river smells fresh, clean, and cool, and in the distance, you can just hear the faint sounds of early birds, chirping quietly, as if they too are still waking. Beyond the river lies the village. And beyond that, today's destination, the market. Let's begin our slow stroll along a worn dirt path. It's smooth beneath our feet, packed firm by generations of sandals. The air smells faintly of clay and dew-wet earth. You might feel the warmth of the morning sun on your arms, not too hot yet, just enough to ease you into the day. Imagine the soft rustle of linen robes as other villagers walk past, quietly beginning their own day. As we continue along the path, the village begins to come into view. It's a quiet collection of sun-dried mud brick houses, their walls a warm ochre color, blending gently with the sand around them. Roofs are flat and simple, many with baskets of drying herbs or clay jars storing water. Women are sweeping the thresholds with bundles of palm fronds, keeping their homes tidy and clean. A few small children peek shyly around corners, their eyes bright and curious. A sleepy goat chews lazily on a bit of straw near a doorway, and from somewhere nearby, you hear the soft bray of a donkey beginning its day. There's no loud chatter, just the slow waking rhythm of life. You pass under a piece of linen cloth hung between two homes for shade. It flutters softly in the breeze, casting dappled shadows on the ground. There's a smell of warm bread in the air now. Someone has started baking. The scent of barley and yeast is rich, comforting, earthy and ancient. Soon, the sounds begin to shift. The breeze carries the faint clinking of pottery, the soft clip-clop of donkey hooves on packed earth. We've reached the edge of the marketplace. But this is not the loud kind of market you might imagine. Here, everything is gentle. The merchants speak in calm voices. The buyers move slowly, greeting one another politely. The stalls are simple. Wooden frames covered with woven mats to keep off the sun. Tables are laid with goods arranged in neat rows: figs, pomegranates, bundles of green onions, and baskets of fresh dates. There are tiny clay jars of honey and cool alabaster containers holding scented oils. A woman carefully arranges her stall of pottery, each bowl and jug made by hand. She brushes off a bit of dust and smiles softly as we pass. Another merchant is selling linen cloth. He runs the fabric between his fingers. It's smooth and pale, fluttering slightly in the breeze like a sail. The entire market smells like the river, clay, and fruit warmed by the sun. It is a place of peace, trade, and shared stories. Let's wander further now, past the fruit stalls and toward a shaded corner where the air changes subtly. There's a warm, earthy richness to the scent here, hints of cinnamon, myrrh, dried mint, and coriander. This is the spice trader's corner. The merchant sits cross-legged on a reed mat, surrounded by shallow wooden bowls filled with powdered colors: red ochre, golden turmeric, deep umber. Some spices are crushed into powder, others still in their natural form: dried roots, bark, curled leaves. He speaks softly to a customer, pointing to each spice and explaining its use, for stews, for poultices, for perfumes. Nearby, incense smolders gently in a clay dish, releasing a curl of blue-gray smoke that dances in the sunlight. You might imagine the faint crackle of the burning resin, and the quiet chirp of a bird perched overhead on the canopy frame. The air is still, but full of ancient aromas. Just around the bend, you hear a rhythmic, watery sound. Soft splashes, followed by the slow hum of a potter's wheel. Here, under a wide date palm, a potter works quietly. His wheel is turned with one foot, while his hands guide the clay, steady, patient, and sure. He's shaping a small bowl now, coaxing it into form with care and precision. You can see other pieces nearby, drying in the sun: tall amphorae, simple water jugs, small oil lamps with little spouts. Each piece is slightly different, no two exactly alike. The potter's face is serene. He works not in haste, but with an ancient rhythm, like the Nile itself. The clay glistens in the morning light, and a soft breeze cools the air. You can almost hear the gentle turn of the wheel, the whisper of hands smoothing clay, the distant flap of ibis wings. Across from the potter sits a weaver beneath a low awning. She hums softly to herself, her voice barely louder than the breeze. In her lap rests a wooden loom, small but elegant. Threads run across it, natural, pale, like the color of the desert. She dips a hand into a bowl of dye, made from indigo plants, and paints a stripe into the weave. Behind her, other cloths hang to dry: sky blue, sand yellow, faded rose. A child helps fold a finished linen, and together they lay it neatly on the display mat. You notice the gentle pride in their work, and the quiet peace in their routine. Everything here is slow, rhythmic, and human. The breeze rustles through the cloth like a sigh from the desert. You might imagine hearing it, that dry, fluttering sound, Now we come to a quieter edge of the market, tucked into a shaded alcove. Here sits a scribe, a man of careful hands and peaceful posture. Before him lies a low table with scrolls of papyrus, neatly rolled and tied with twine. He dips a reed pen into a small ceramic pot of ink, and writes slowly, carefully. The script is beautiful, flowing like the river itself, tiny symbols full of meaning. A customer sits across from him, dictating a short letter or record. The scribe listens calmly, nodding occasionally, never hurrying. In this world, writing is sacred, a craft of patience and trust. You hear the scratch of pen on papyrus, and perhaps the rustling of paper in the warm wind. The scent of ink and aged scrolls lingers, gentle and grounding. We step gently from the scribe's quiet corner and follow a winding path toward a stall that glows with a soft golden hue. Here, nestled against a sun-warmed wall, a woman sells small oil lamps made of clay. They are shaped like tiny boats, curved and smooth, each with a small wick poking out, ready to burn. Some are plain, others etched with delicate lotus flowers or the eyes of Horus. One flickers gently now, lit by the morning light, a small flame dancing in the breeze. The woman dips her hand into a jar of sesame oil and fills a lamp carefully, her movements slow, almost ceremonial. She lights the wick using a coal held in tongs, the soft crackle of fire like a whisper. The scent is mild and comforting, like something you might remember but can't quite name. This stall feels especially peaceful, a place of warmth and rest. You pause here, and time seems to slow even more. Just a few steps away, you come upon a basket weaver, an older man with kind eyes and weathered hands. He works with long reeds, bending and twisting them with practiced ease. His stall is filled with baskets of every size, some deep and round for carrying grain, others flat and wide for bread or herbs. A few have lids that fit snugly, each carefully made. His hands never stop moving, but they move slowly, like someone weaving more than baskets, perhaps memories too. He hums softly, an old melody passed down through the generations. It drifts through the warm air like the breeze, and you feel it settle in your chest like comfort. Nearby, a younger man, perhaps his apprentice, sorts finished baskets, stacking them with care. You might imagine the soft creak of reeds, the rustling sound they make as they're pulled. Now let's stroll through an archway made of palm fronds, where the scent of flowers gently rises to meet us. Here sits the perfume seller, a young woman in fine linen with kohl-lined eyes. Her stall is simple but elegant, a small wooden table with delicate alabaster jars and glass vials that shimmer in the light. The air smells like lotus and honey, and something deeper, perhaps frankincense or blue lotus resin. She opens a jar and waves her hand, wafting the scent upward. It's meant to be savored, not rushed. A perfume for the skin, yes, but also for the spirit. Nearby, a bowl holds flower petals soaking in oil, their colors still vibrant, rose, hibiscus, chamomile. A fine reed brush rests beside it. The perfume seller dips the brush, dabs a bit onto a strip of linen, and offers it gently to a passing couple. They close their eyes and smile. You feel that scent in your memory, as if you've smelled it before in a dream. By now, your legs may feel a little tired from wandering, and your heart is full from everything you've seen. So let's rest a while beneath a tall canopy where the date seller has laid out woven mats for visitors. He sits cross-legged with wide baskets of dates, dark, golden, and red, sticky and sweet-smelling. He offers a handful without a word, and you sit beside him. The shade here is deep and cool. The mat beneath you is soft. You hear the wind through palm fronds above. The quiet murmur of other market-goers. And now and then, the soft crunch of a date between your teeth. It's the kind of stillness that only comes when the body is at peace, and the mind has slowed to match the rhythm of the day. The seller hums, no tune in particular, just a low and comforting sound. You close your eyes and breathe. After resting, you rise slowly. The sun is lower now, casting long amber rays across the marketplace. Shadows stretch like sleepy cats across the stone and earth. In the distance, a small group of musicians gathers, two with flutes, one with a stringed instrument made from a gourd. They play quietly, not for performance, but for pleasure. The notes are gentle, carried on the wind, rising like birdsong above the stalls. Some children begin to dance in small circles, their linen robes catching the sun. Others clap softly in rhythm, laughter like little bells in the fading light. The marketplace begins to quiet now. As we move further through the market, the golden light deepens, and something in the air begins to change. The warmth of the day softens, replaced by the comfort of cooking smoke drifting on the evening breeze. Now we approach a small food stall, low and simple, where clay stoves glow with soft orange embers. A woman tends to a pan over coals. She flips flatbread with practiced ease, then brushes it with oil and crushed garlic. Next to her, a pot simmers gently, a stew of lentils, onions, and herbs, sending out a scent that feels almost like a lullaby. There's no rush, no loud clattering, only the gentle bubbling of food, the quiet hiss of oil, and the slow rhythm of evening. You hear the murmured thanks of a hungry man receiving a bowl, and nearby, a child nibbles on a roasted fig, eyes wide and content. The soft crackle of the fire, the faint rustle of leaves. You take it all in, one breath at a time. A little farther on, we come to a familiar gathering place, an open space beneath a tall date palm, where the children often sit cross-legged on woven mats. And now, as dusk begins to settle, the storyteller arrives. He is older, with lines on his face like the river's edge. He sits slowly, carefully, and when he begins to speak, it is not loud or theatrical, but gentle, like water over smooth stones. The children lean in as he tells tales of gods and stars, of sacred cats and mighty falcons, of the sun god Ra sailing across the sky. Adults listen too, from the edges, some smiling with memory, others simply resting their eyes and letting the voice carry them. You might imagine his words like soft ripples on a quiet pool. The breeze carries them, and they blend with the distant coo of doves, the sigh of night wind. The fire nearby crackles just a little, and the world feels still. Now the sun has slipped behind the horizon, and soft twilight wraps around the marketplace like a linen shawl. Small lamps begin to glow, clay vessels placed gently at each corner of a stall, their flickering flames casting long, dreamy shadows. There is a hush in the air, as if even the earth is whispering now. Some merchants sit quietly, counting coins or folding cloth. Others simply gaze upward, where the sky turns from gold to deep violet, then to black, pierced with stars. A few palm trees sway gently, their fronds like soft brushes against the sky. The Nile nearby reflects the moon's light in long silver streaks. Here and there, you hear the slow drip of water from a jar, the distant hoot of an owl. Even the animals seem to move more slowly now. The marketplace is not truly and now, we begin to walk back, slowly, along the path we came. The market fades behind us, its voices now whispers, its fires now embers. The night air is cool on your skin. The ground is smooth, familiar. You pass again by the quiet homes, some with their doors closed, others lit with a single lamp glowing from within. In the distance, the Nile flows, silent and silver under the stars. A boat drifts past slowly, its shape dark and calm against the moonlit water. You breathe in the air, rich with earth and reed, with oil and old stories. You don't speak, you don't need to. This is the language of stillness. A soft breeze carries the scent of baking bread from some home nearby, and far off, the gentle clang of a bell rings once, then fades. Your feet move slower now. Your eyes feel heavier, and the world around you becomes softer still. You find a quiet place near the riverbank, not far from the village. A small stone bench overlooks the water, and you sit. The breeze moves like a lullaby, brushing your arms. The reeds murmur. A frog chirps once, then silence. You lie back slowly on the bench, watching the sky. Above, stars turn slowly, eternal and unhurried. This is a world where nothing needs to be hurried, where every moment is made for rest, for rhythm, for peace. You've seen the market wake, and breathe, and sleep. You've walked with its people, and tasted its food, and felt the gentle hum of a life long past. And now, it's time to drift. Let your thoughts become slower. Let your breath match the rhythm of the Nile. Let go of the day. There is nothing else to do now. Sleep comes like the river, quiet, ancient, and full of dreams. Good night, traveler of time. After resting quietly on the stone bench, you rise again, not with effort, but like a reed swaying in the breeze. The market is behind you now, a memory glowing softly in the distance. The path continues along the Nile, silver and silent. The sky is a dark velvet blue, scattered with stars like tiny golden beads. You walk slowly. The air here smells different, softer, fresher. It carries the scent of water, of earth, of night. To your left, the dark outlines of palm trees shift gently in the breeze. To your right, the Nile flows quietly, the sound of the current so gentle, it's like a whisper you almost can't hear. Sometimes, silence is the most ancient sound of all. A small frog calls farther along the river, behind a low wall carved with faded hieroglyphs, lies a quiet garden. It belongs to a small temple, not one of grandeur, but of gentleness. Its priests are asleep now, and the stone halls are silent. But the garden is always awake. The gate is open. You step quietly inside. A shallow pool lies at the center, its surface smooth as glass, broken only by soft petals drifting from open lotus blossoms. White, pink, pale blue. Their scent lingers like a dream remembered just before waking. Stone walkways lead around the pool, where incense still lingers from evening rituals. You smell sandalwood, and cedar, and faint traces of wild honey. In one corner, a small statue of Hathor watches over the space, eyes gentle, gaze eternal. You take a deep breath. Here, the world does not ask anything of you. It only invites you to be still. You walk around the garden quietly, and there, near the pool's edge, you see her, a sleek black temple cat, curled up on a warm flat stone. She opens one eye as you approach, and then, after a moment of approval, closes it again. She trusts you. In ancient Egypt, cats were sacred, protectors, companions, and symbols of divine grace. And in this moment, you feel honored, to be seen as no threat, to share her peace. She purrs faintly, not loudly, but like a drum heard through layers of sand. You sit nearby, not too close. And for a little while, you simply breathe together, the cat, the night, and you. As you leave the garden and return to the path, the wind carries with it the faintest rustling sound. Ahead lies a barley field, waving slowly in the moonlight. The stalks are tall and golden, though silvered now by night. You step between them, not to trespass, but to walk gently where others have walked for generations. Every field is a memory in Egypt. Every grain planted, harvested, and stored, was touched by hands long gone, and hands yet to come. You run your fingers over the tops of the stalks, they brush your skin like whispers. The night is utterly still, but the grain moves in long slow waves, like a sea made of earth. You might imagine a quiet chant in the distance, but maybe that's only the wind.
Not far beyond the field, you hear a faint lullaby, soft, repetitive, beautiful. A small family sits on the riverbank near a reed shelter. A mother rocks her child in her lap, singing gently into the cool night. The father tends a small fire, heating water in a clay pot. Two older children sit beside him, rubbing herbs between their palms, perhaps for tea or for scent. They look up and smile as you pass. It is the kind of smile that says, "You are welcome here. You are safe." You pause at the edge, not to disturb, but to observe. This is life, as it was, as it still is, in places untouched by rush or noise. The fire crackles. The baby coos. The song fades into the sound of the water nearby. As the path curves gently back toward the village, you notice the homes again, their flat roofs now glowing faintly beneath the stars. Some families have climbed to the rooftops for the night. In ancient Egypt, rooftops were not only for storage or drying grain, they were peaceful places to gather, talk, and rest under the open sky. You hear the soft murmur of conversation, laughter, barely louder than the wind. A father points upward, naming stars for his son in a slow, steady voice. "That one," he says, "is Sopde, the star that brings the flood. And that one, that's Sa, the soul of Osiris." The child watches wide-eyed as the stars flicker above, their light ancient and unblinking. You sit nearby, unnoticed, or perhaps simply welcomed in silence. A girl hums softly while brushing her sister's hair. A breeze moves slowly across the rooftops, rustling the ends of woven blankets laid out beneath them. You lie back, resting your head, gazing up at the sky, and feel time dissolve. After some time, you rise again, slowly, quietly, and wander once more to the banks of the Nile. A small reed boat is tied there, rocking gently on the moonlit current. No one stops you as you step inside, and soon the boat begins to drift. There is no need for oars. The river carries you like a cradle, slow and sure. You lie down, gazing upward, the stars wheeling gently above you. The banks pass by like a slow dream, palm trees, fields, stones worn smooth by time. Water laps softly against the sides. A fish jumps once, then silence. The boat turns slightly, and the air cools around you. You are moving without effort, carried by a river. As the boat continues to drift, your mind begins to loosen. Thoughts blur into symbols. Time unravels like a scroll in the breeze. You see images, not all at once, but one by one, floating through your thoughts. A lotus opening in slow motion, the eye of Horus shimmering on water, a golden scarab beetle climbing the sand, a temple door opening to a room filled with stars. You're no longer awake, but not yet asleep. This is the dream space the ancients knew well, the twilight between the seen and the unseen, the place where the gods whisper, and the wind carries the voice of memory. You do not need to understand these visions, only to let them pass by, like the banks of the river, quiet and beautiful, and distant. The boat slows. You feel it now, the weight of your body, settling into the boat like sand settling in the bottom of a jar. The boat drifts to the shore again, barely brushing the reeds. But you do not stand. You remain lying down, eyes heavy, breath soft. The Nile is silent now. The sky is darker, but warmer, somehow. The stars above are closer than before, or maybe you floated up to meet them. There are no voices now, no markets, no music, no steps. Only the heartbeat of stillness. Only the long breath of the ancient world wrapping around you like linen. The boat doesn't move anymore, and neither do you. The voice that has guided you, soft as the breeze, fades now into the distance. There are no more steps to take, no more words to hear, only this moment, this silence, this breath. Sleep has already come. It arrived like the Nile's flood, gentle, ancient, expected, and now it holds you. There is no rush. Stay here as long as you wish. Let the stars wheel slowly. Let the night deepen. Let everything fall away. You are safe. You are home. You are at peace. Good night,